Hello everyone, MFPallytime here. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. Hope you guys are having a great day today. We are going to be playing some Zagara in today's video. She is a character that I've been playing a lot, especially over on the EU side of the Heroes of the Storm servers, simply because she doesn't require as much APM as other characters, so I can kind of not worry about the latency as much. I've had a pretty good success rate with her, winning, I believe, 8 out of... No, that wasn't my statistic. That was the whole team's statistic. Basically, I've only lost one game with her in the whole season so far, and I've played quite a few Zagara games leading up to that. So I wanted to show you guys the build that I'm using, at least the build that I've settled on. I've used a bunch of them, and especially after Sonya kind of got nerfed, I still think Sonya's in a fine spot, right? I still think she's fine. But now I feel like Zagara just kind of doesn't lose the lane, especially if she's playing with an organized team and she's in that solo lane. I really don't see a character that can beat Zagara in a 1v1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on Volskaya Foundry today with 3 specialists on the team. Zagara, Nazeebo, and Sergeant Hammer, Genji, and Stitches filling out the rest of the roster. The enemy team, Vala, Murky, Sylvanas, Blaze, and Kiltos. So definitely not the most organized team in the whole world. Let's say good luck, have fun. Let's keep everybody positive. At level 1, I am going to be going for Infest. And this is not something that I was historically taking, but I've kind of been turned on to the idea of it recently. As I mentioned, most people cannot lane versus Zagara very well. There are a few characters that actually have the sustain capable of doing it. One of them was Sonya. The other is, I would probably say, Malthael. And there's probably some others in here too. But Infest kind of counters their way of surviving in the lane. So for instance, Malthael will simply walk into the lane and try to regenerate as much HP as he possibly can. Infest is going to completely stop him from doing that because our archer minions that we're standing next to deal so much damage that it's simply not going to be worth it for him to walk in on these lanes. Whenever Sylvanas walks up, we are going to push her back with a Mutalisk. This is our W ability. Now, hopefully this enemy team isn't too coordinated on their rotations and we can be relatively safe up here in the top lane. If you're trying to beat a Zagara, the way to do it is going to be simply ganking her. Take her out of the fight, kill her early, and kill her often, and you're going to have much more luck than if you're trying to just ignore her up in the top lane. So I'm just going to walk right up to the towers this time. I was kind of being reluctant because I didn't have a ton of creep down, but let's go. Looks like Murky might be rotating up to me, actually. I want to steal his regen globe before I go. Make sure Sylvanas doesn't get it. Yep, if she's engaging, we can assume someone else is here. Let's shoot and scoot. Now, Sylvanas does kind of mess up our strategy of using the ranged minions against her, right? But Sylvanas is also not a very common solo lane, simply because her trait is often used in conjunction with other players that are pushing as well, and typically she won't be just kind of sitting here by herself. But we can make adjustments, we'll be totally fine. Looks like we are ahead on XP, the friendly team sitting at level 4 right now. We're about half a level ahead at this moment. Your Banelings are your Q ability, and you want to aim these at the enemy mage minion because it will splash damage to everything else in the area as well, which is pretty effective to say the least. I'm just gonna go ahead and actually focus the building down, drop some roaches on her. I think we're fine. Not worried. Not worried. Come get it. I'll be right back. Now, I actually really like serrated spines, but in most situations, it simply doesn't work out for me. I really want it to work, and I try oftentimes to make it work, and then I end up just getting a few stacks. So for me, serrated spines isn't the right way to go. If you are going against a Chen or a Rexar, something you can easily hit, maybe even a Blaze as well, where he just kind of sits in lane and heals up. I'm really surprised he isn't in the solo lane, by the way. Then by all means, take serrated spines and try to get it maxed as soon as possible. I'm going to be going for Medusa's blades because I want to cleave as much damage to the minions as possible. Now, the objective is happening. My first instinct is to just stay up in the top lane and completely ignore it. I'm not going to lie to you, but we will try to help out our team just a little bit. Good hook on Sylvanas right after she used Banshees as well. Should be a kill for the friendly team. As Genji moves in there, let's throw some Banelings down at Murky to finish him off. And a Hunter Killer on the enemy team's Vala will secure that kill as well. Banelings into the enemy team's Blaze will force him back. And I feel like we're in a pretty good spot, so I'm just going to go ahead and rotate up to the top lane and get that push. Actually, it looks like Zebo had the same idea. If you are playing with Zagara, let her have her lane back because I have creep there to keep me safe. We are going to be going for Bile Drop here at level 7. Now, the Bile Drop quest itself is definitely worth trying to level up. But the Bile Drop talent alone just helps you push lanes better. And that's really our goal right now. Our goal is to be as aggressive in lane as possible. Again, Sylvanas kind of hinders that a little bit, especially up in the top lane. But right now, we could just kind of walk down here and be quite aggressive here as our team is controlling middle. Yeah, see what I mean? See what I mean about that damage? Where did his health go? That was all from the Infest. He thought he could take the minion wave. He can't. He can't take the minion wave at all! It's mine! We do win the first objective. Not like that fucking means anything. Genji up at the top lane is countering Sylvanas right now. We should be... he actually kills him off pretty well. Heading back to top. They could deal with this. I just want to be aggressive. I just want to push my lanes. It looks like this push is going pretty well. Here, let's clear the lane with them. Let's try to help out a little bit more. I'm surprised we actually didn't get stunned by the Kael'thas there. They were actually focusing Sergeant Hammer instead. We would have been really susceptible to a kill, I think. Moving in with some Banelings. We're going to just drop the Roaches right on top. The Roaches will tank the tower as well, so it buys us a few more shots here before we have to really move. Nazebo up in the top lane is getting some pretty good XP. And it looks like we are going to get the middle keep here. So the Nydus network is our level 10 talent that I pick basically every single time unless we could do some kind of Void Prison combo. It is just the most reliable one. It allows you to be everywhere and it allows you to fulfill a lot of the things that Zagara needs to do. It also gives you even more sustain in lane, believe it or not. We are going to put our creep down right here, and I think I'm going to put my first Nydus here as well. Well, actually our second Nydus. Our first Nydus is back in the base, and that's basically going to be our tunnel out to the rest of the map for the remainder of this game. That will always stay there. I messed up at the beginning of this. If you're trying to take camps on Zagara, which by the way is extremely easy to do for a number of reasons, her clear speed's fine, and after you're done, even if you did take damage, you could just hop into your Nydus and get the majority of your health back as if nothing happened, as you can see here. But you want to drop the Roaches first and make sure that they have aggro, and then use the Hunter Killer. Use your W ability. I kind of did it in the opposite order, and I lost a lot of DPS because of it. So Banelings out on the minion wave. Let's get this pushing. Sylvanas is pushing middle right now, but we are shoving basically every lane at the current time. Looks like they were successful in clearing my creep, or my creep just went away. I'm not too sure. The zombie wall did miss. The roach drop did miss. The infested drop did miss. But it looks like we have actually a pretty sizable push here. We do see Vala walking towards every single minion that was in the lane, taking a bunch of damage there, boys. We do have another Nydus Worm up. Now remember, your Nydus Worm only works where you have creep. So that's why you need to put them in a safe location, a reliable location that isn't likely going to be walked all over by the enemy team. Now, at this level range, I genuinely do feel that you can pick up any talent that your heart desires. I usually go for protective coating, but getting health back is also pretty good as well. I'm just going to focus on getting this healing pack, so when the next objective does come up, we can move down and help fight that. Notice my Roach Drop quest doesn't have any damage on it, but our other options at level 7, increase the number of Banelings is meh. You know, it kind of does more, but we didn't go for the original Baneling talent, so it loses a little bit of value there. And the Baneling slow is honestly completely, like, you don't really need it as long as you actually have creep down, because you gain movement speed when you're on creep, which allows you to maneuver around significantly better. The next objective is going to be up in the top lane. This is a turret down here, so it doesn't make any sense to get that. Let's go ahead, lay another Nydus down here, just so we have another global at our disposal, another lane that we can go to. We almost have our second Nydus off cooldown, so I just wanted to make sure that this was ready. We'll hop up top and go help the team. And if anyone split pushes, our goal is to stop that push. My goal right now is to not split push necessarily. My goal is to win this objective, right? Will you please put the Nydus down? Thank you. But if I see a push coming in, if I see any middle lane or bottom lane being shoved by something, I can quickly respond to that because of our Nydus Orb and then relocate myself back into this lane. Okay, so it looks like we're doing pretty well over here. We do see Blaze firing himself into this mess right now. The Zebo in the ice block. Let's try to get some roach drop stacks, shall we? Getting those in over there on Blaze. Now, I know I am taking a lot of damage at the current time, but we're not too worried about that because we can simply disengage back to our Nydus if we need to. Now, I'm going to go ahead and heal myself and move up here because I don't think that that whole team backed. I was really hoping they would rotate down somewhere. All right, so again, they're getting the objective up top. They're totally fine. I'm going to clear these lanes out. Just walk right up to the caster minion, shove this in, rotate down to the bottom lane, and do the same thing. I'm not trying to split push because if I overextend, I'll die. And I don't have an available Nydus to really keep me safe on their side of the map right now. Again, my goal, simply to stop their pushes. Push prevention at the moment. And that's the way I play Zagara. That's been my mentality lately. Unless, you know, the team is clearly winning in 4v5s, I can just push to my heart's content. But usually you don't have a murky Sylvanas on the other team. Hey. Like that guy's name, it's Hit Nova. Or not Nova. Shit. I was like, I just wanted to focus the real Nova. That's all. That's all I wanted. Now, at level 16, every single time, without question, honestly, I wouldn't even consider the others. You get Mutalisk, and this is for a number of reasons. Once we hit level 20, we're going to be getting more cooldown reduction, right? We're going to be getting a lot more cooldown reduction if we're on creep. But these Mutalisk last for 30 seconds, I believe. 30 seconds, which means we can come into a lane, drop all of our stuff on the minions, and these Mutalisks will continue to push. So we're gathering XP in the middle lane right now. We are doing siege damage in the middle lane right now without even having to be there. And later on in the game, this will continue to ramp up because we can have multiple Mutalisks out at a time. I mean, we already do down here, but it just gets better and better and better and better. And it can completely counter push lanes. Now, we do run into some issues versus Asmodan's using his trait. He can kind of completely nullify that. I'm not going to lie. The friendly team going for that mercenary camp. I'm going to take ours here. Try to anyway, as fast as I can. Looks like they are being contested, but we have a 3-level lead and a talent advantage. So I feel like we're fine. I feel like I can just do this. All right, I do have 2 Nydus, which means I was a little negligent in getting more globals off. I could be much more aggressive with my Nydus placement now because we have 3 really reliable Nydus located around the map. It looks like that was a successful push for them. So I'm going to go ahead and put a Nydus in this bush, but I need to creep up the area more to kind of hide where this Nydus may be. You know what I mean? If I just put it there, then they're just going to see it. If they see the creep, then they know it's there. But because I kind of camouflaged it with more Nydus in the area, maybe it'll be a little bit harder for them to detect. Oh, actually, I misspoke. I 100% misspoke. Retract the statement. Stop the press. We get cooldown reduction here, don't we? Yeah, while on creep, basic attack reduces Nydus network cooldown. I was just thinking about the level 20 because I wanted to get endless creep, and I mixed the two up because I'm a human being and that makes mistakes. Good, I'm glad we got that out of the way. It's like talking and playing is difficult. You know what I'm saying? It's also like I've been streaming fucking nonstop for the past few days and I'm exhausted. But yeah, so whenever you're auto attacking, you always want creep down. You always want to be pushing with your creep down. Not just for the armor that we have in our talent build, but because it is reducing the cooldowns of everything that you're doing, so you can send out more Mutalisk and keep more pressure up against the enemy team. Looks like they found my Nydus up there. Feels bad, man. You better be careful, little Murky. You better be careful. I'll take that turret. Now, I know I only have 1 stack on the roach drop. I know I need to finish that. But honestly, I haven't been team fighting much. And as you may have noticed, they always run away. They run away every time. I'm gonna put another Nydus back there. Nah, they did a pretty good job of clearing that out. Maybe we'll put it up top. Since the next objective is gonna be bottom, maybe they won't look up here for quite some time. So, we do see 4 people middle right now. Oh, we have a casualty! We have 2 casualties, no! We are gonna go for Endless Creep here. Endless Creep allows us to put creep down from a much further range. This means we could also put a Nydus down from a significantly further range as well. So we have a lot more global presence suddenly than we did before. Even though the enemy team was winning on kills, they decided to back up here. I got credit for killing this keep with my Mutalisk, and I wasn't even here. I wasn't even fucking here. So let's keep this lane pushing down here. Get our cooldown reduction. If you see the armor, you're getting the cooldown reduction. That's good. It's a good indicator that you're actually on the creep when it first forms. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell. I'm gonna go put another Nydus back here. Just to have one at a little bit closer of a proximity. I know they're pinging the objective right now, but why do we need that? Hey, I still didn't get a stack. Great. Where did he come from? How did I completely miss that? All right, we're back on our creep, so we have that armor. We just need to be really careful about where we walk. Roach drop covered in. Mutalisk going out. I think I could kill her. Not if he stuns. But I think Genji's gonna go in for the cleanup. Good job. Good job. Good cleanup. Good cleanup. I really thought if I dropped that armor right away, I would have enough sustain to actually beat her down, but I wasn't able to. Now, the benefit of taking Hydra's Transfusion over the protective coating is that in that situation where I was trying to be really cautious and just sit in the back line, I could have been healing my character back up at the same time, which means that I probably would have lived through that situation. I had to move away from my armor. I had no protection here. When I dropped my creep, I only had the armor for like a brief second, like for such a tiny amount of that damage. But the Hydra's Transfusion would have been healing me that whole time. And keep in mind that the Mutalists actually cleave auto attacks, so you get healing from multiple targets as well. Now, it's only when you attack heroes, however. Keep that in mind. It's only when you attack heroes. The voice is giving out, boys. I think I'm getting sick again. All right. Ooh, Genji jumping into the stun. I think he's still fine. The enemy team... Oh, never mind. The enemy team actually catching up. They are level 20 now, matching our level 20. I mean, they haven't pushed any buildings down, but we are all not here as a team. We're kind of running into this one at a time, which is, of course, not what you want to do this late in the game. The roach drop once again thwarted. Actually, I may have gotten a couple stacks in there. Here, I'll try to cut off his escape here. Successful. Blaze in the back. Let's try to drop some roaches on him. Beautiful. Mutalisk out. And I'm just going to attack this Murky to try to get cooldown reduction and really no other reason. We do have to dodge all this shit, though. Oh. Kills it. Does that help? Are we doing it? Are we doing it, team? Can we kill the Murky? You ain't going anywhere. He's dancing. He's dancing. Yo, I hope you know you're not getting out of here, right? See you later, bud. And with that, we should be able to win the game. At least I hope. At least I hope we're pushing it for the win. No, core. Don't go to the core. Go to the core. Go to the core. Go to the core. Hammer. Core. Oh god. Oh, we need our creep down. She instantly killed the creep. Whoever that was, thank you for the sub, even though I'm not streaming. I was gonna say, at least I hope I'm not streaming, because that would be a little awkward. And it looks like we are going to win the game. So yeah, again, sorry for the misstep on when you get the cooldown reduction. It is level 10. I just misspoke. In my head for a brief moment, I thought cooldown reduction was at level 20, even though I know for sure that it's not. But I hope this helps you aspiring Zagara players. I hope you see the potential of the character now. I mean, this wasn't even the normal game, right? Normally, you have a lot more leeway to kind of hop around in between lanes because they're not being pushed back by a Murky and Sylvanas the entire game, right? Normally, you could be a lot more global, but I'm still pretty happy with how we played here today. The team did really well. The guy played really well. The Roach Drop quest eluded me, but again, we're using the Roach Drop just for more pushing power, and it makes more sense to me than picking up the Baneling talents when we don't have the earlier Baneling talent to support it. So, the talents we used in today's video, if you want to follow along at home: Infest, Medusa's Blades, Bile Drop, Nydus Network, Protective Coating, Mutalisk, and Endless Creep. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. We will be back soon with some more Heroes of the Storm. Although, I do want to say, if you've been watching these videos and you've been missing my Sea of Thieves content, I highly recommend that you check it out. 2 videos are going to be popping up on the screen right about now. One is my first impressions, if you want to see my first 30 minutes in the game. And the other, I don't know. I'll see what I decide to pick. Fantastic game, been having a lot of fun. But because of the way YouTube subs work, you may not be notified of them. So if you want to be caught up, make sure that you click the bell to be notified of all of my uploads.